Hello. Thank you for allowing me to take some of your time today to talk to you about one of my favorite healing modalities and to acknowledge the amazing work that the Julian Campbell Foundation is doing for young people and mental health. So for me, I'm here today to talk to you about breath work. My name is Callie O'Connor, and I'm a breathwork facilitator. And breathwork has been one of the most transformational healing modalities that I've encountered in my life. And I'm so thankful to have the opportunity today to share the benefits with you. And hopefully you'll find it useful and can maybe incorporate it into your life as well. So for me, it's helped with so many things. Stress, anxiety, even creativity, sheer relaxation, sleep. I'll get a little bit more into the benefits later. First, I'll tell you about the style of breath work I teach, and I will show you how it works so you have an idea of what we're talking about. And then I'll talk a little bit more about the benefits and how it might work in your own life. So the style I teach is called pranayama. It's a 2-step active breathing meditation, and it's all done through your mouth. So when I hold sessions, my clients are lying down and they will continuously do this breathing method all through the mouth. So the way it looks is you're going to inhale 2 steps. That's why it's the 2-step breathing meditation. So into the belly, and then you bring that same breath up to the chest before you exhale through the mouth. So belly, chest, exhale. So the 2 steps are on the inhale and then the exhale, all through the mouth. And you just continue doing this breathing pattern. You can feel effects in as little as 7 minutes, but typically sessions last a bit longer, usually 20 to 30 minutes of active breathing, and then time for relaxation and integration at the end, just by lying down in meditation, shavasana, and breathing normally through your nose. So why do people do this? Let's get into it. Okay, so for me, the primary way I use breath work is when I get that feeling in my body, like really stressed, really anxious. You can feel it in your body, and maybe you start pacing, maybe you start feeling irritable, and you feel something that needs to come out. So breath work allows the optimal energetic release, and the breath really meets you where you're at. It's from a very spiritual perspective. It just does what you need to do, what you need it to do. Moving stuck energy in your body and basically moving it through and out so you feel that relief and release. So breath work is different every time you experience it because it's likely that you need something different every time you do it, and that's okay. So my biggest recommendation is to come into a session with an open mind, an open heart, and just be ready and know that you'll get the relief you're seeking. So it truly encompasses the mind, body, and spirit. Like I mentioned before, people use breath work for stress relief, anxiety, depression, getting those creative juices flowing, mood elevation, mental clarity, more energy, anti-inflammation. It is just a healing modality for whatever problem you might be facing at that time. So it's very versatile. And sometimes you might come in not even knowing what you need, but you can still breathe through it. The breath will do the work essentially. So the breath truly meets us where we're at. If you truly allow yourself to experience whatever happens without judging, without wanting it to stop, don't deny it. So basically, it's totally safe. And whatever you are ready for, you shall receive. So breath work is great for so many people. Anyone who wants to have healing, expand your consciousness and awareness of your own body and energy. You want to tap into creativity, just to explore your feelings, truly bring up some deep-rooted feelings. It's a sense of empowerment. People tend to use it for healing past trauma, sometimes trauma that's buried so deep into the subconscious that you're not aware of. But this breathing pattern really takes you out of your thinking head. Sometimes some of us are such overthinkers, but after the first 7 minutes of breathing or so, you tend to really drop into the experience. You're not so in your head anymore. You're dropped into your subconscious mind, which is where the transformation and release truly happens. And that's why it's so helpful with anxiety and stress, because those things tend to come when we're really thinking about them. So what can you expect during a session? Typically, you're just going to lie down. You're going to do the active breathing, as I mentioned, for 20 to 30 minutes. Sometimes an instructor might guide you to release a noise, a physical release in addition to the energetic release you're experiencing through the work. There are some physical symptoms while doing this work that people sometimes experience, and it's really a byproduct of what's going on the inside. So tingles and tetany are very common. You might feel a little bit lightheaded. You might feel energy and tingles in your body. Your hands might start to get tight and form these claw-like figures, but it's all normal. It will all subside when you return to normal breathing. And it's not harmful. It's just part of the experience. But again, when you're doing this, it's your own experience. So if you're ever experiencing discomfort, you can always breathe normally until you feel comfortable again and resume the breathing. And so that in the end is just a relaxing meditation to integrate the experience. It is important to note that breathwork isn't for everybody, because it is a highly intense physical and emotional release and experience. So if you have any medical conditions, it is advised that you speak with your doctor prior to participating, just to be safe. And anybody who does participate in breathwork is doing so at their own risk. So while it is totally safe, people with certain cardiovascular conditions or pregnancy or high blood pressure, it's not advised. So definitely check with a healthcare provider before participating. And aside from any of the scary things I mentioned, it is truly transformational work. It's the power of your own breath. You don't need anything else. It's an amazing feeling to just stop in the middle of a hectic day, stop in the middle of all of these feelings we're feeling as either teenagers or parents of teenagers or as adults, and just lie down and take those few minutes to ourselves to breathe, to get out of our own heads, to transform our experience. So I'm just give a couple of stories of my own breathwork experiences. I love doing it when I feel anxious. There are times that I have cried during sessions. Emotions just came up and I couldn't keep it in anymore, and you just let it flow out, let that release happen. And afterwards, you just feel so light, like a weight has been lifted. And it's inexplicable. You don't know why you feel better. You don't really know why you feel lighter, but that's not the point. It's relief. And so I've practiced breath work regularly, and it's made me more aware of my body. It's made me more aware of the feelings I feel in my body. So I know, like, in my stomach area, in the second and third chakra area, if I feel discomfort, that unsettled feeling, like, I know what that means for me. And I know that I can get rid of that by just lying down and breathing. I've also had sessions where I tend to set an intention before I start breathing. And sometimes I get answers, sometimes I get ideas. One time, the answer came in the form of glasses just breaking in my kitchen while I was breathing, like completely out of nowhere. And then I couldn't stop laughing. And to me, that message was like, I'm taking things too seriously. Like, it doesn't need to be so hard. It doesn't need to be so serious. And I couldn't even keep breathing because I was laughing so hard. And that was a beautiful release. And that ultimately took me out of the stress that I was feeling. So every time it's different, every experience is different. You can do this active breathing meditation on your own. I do recommend finding a facilitator for at least the first time. For me, it's always easier with a facilitator. You can hear their cues. You can drop in more easily. It just feels better because someone is holding space for you during this really intense emotional experience. And we're energetic beings and we can feel that space being held. So it does help to have someone there doing it. But again, like you can also do it on your own. So there you have it. That is breath work. I hope you learned something new. I hope you're interested in giving it a try. I don't want to leave you hanging. So if you do have any questions, you can find me on my website and there's a contact box and you're more than welcome to reach out that way. It's www.travelshifters.com. I use breath work in my work with my coaching clients. So we use it to overcome limiting beliefs and things like that, in addition to workplace stress and burnout, in addition to the talking and exercises and homework and challenges and things like that. So it's a tool. It's not a cure-all, but it's an amazing tool. And I love